It is Freedom Friday, and today's topic is very near and dear to my heart. As a lifelong overachiever, it's very exhausting. If you ever feel like life gets out of balance, like you're just constantly going and constantly doing and busy, then you're gonna like this topic too. This one's for you. So picture this with me. A friend invites you over for this big holiday meal, and you get there and she's just rushing around, just tending to every little detail. She seems super stressed out, and you see your husband talking to some guests, and then you overhear her snap at him because he's not doing anything to help her. And yeah, the decorations are beautiful and the food is delicious, but you're thinking, I really just wanted to spend some time with her, and I'm not getting any time with her, and she doesn't seem to be having a good time. So kind of not a great situation. I bet you can picture that. And in fact, probably if you change a few details, you've probably lived it at some point, either as the guest or maybe as the hostess. Well, it is not so very different from a story in Luke chapter 10 when Jesus is with Martha and Mary. So I'm going to read that from the NIV, verses 38 through 42. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So let's think about this. Martha opens her home to Jesus, which is a wonderful thing to do. She's got this great spirit of hospitality. But when the work takes over, she's worried, she's upset, she's distracted, she's frustrated with her sister, and she's not really even spending any time with the guest of honor that she's supposedly doing all this work for. And I think there's a powerful lesson for us in that about not being distracted from God's best. Even service, like serving, doing something for God, can steal time from our relationship with God. Just being instead of constantly doing. And again, Martha's motives were noble, but when the work took over, that's when it became a problem. So obviously, work is important, service is important, but not at the expense of our relationships. So maybe we need to take a good hard look at the to-do list. I don't know about yours, but mine is like miles long. And move some of those things to the don't do list. Like maybe not everything is as important as we think it is. And we could really boil it down to what's essential. What are our priorities? How are we spending our time? Time is our most precious resource because we all have a finite amount. We cannot make more of it. And once we spend it, we can never get it back. So how are you spending your time? And maybe ask God, what is one next right step you can take today to maybe do a little less, be a little more relational, have some freedom and some space to do that, some breathing room in your life. And what a wonderful thing that would be for your relationship with God and your relationships with other people. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that's an encouragement to you today. Take some time, take a few deep breaths, maybe do a little less, and rest and be a little bit more. And I will see you next Friday.